Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. Today we're doing chapter 2, verse 70. We're almost towards the end. I am. I just wanted to share that I'm extremely grateful to that God, that Krishna gave me this idea of doing this one verse per day. It is keeping me in the energy every day, no matter what, almost no matter what. I do. Some verses some days in advance and some days I catch up later on, but pretty much every day I'm doing this, and it is keeping me in the energy, and it is keeping me connected with Krishna, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, and it is making me so happy. I don't know why I feel so good when I sing these verses. Whether I understand them, I don't know how much I understand. I probably understand 1 millionth of what the depth is in these verses, but I just feel good when I sing them. I feel good when I read the translations, and this idea of shooting a video is just keeps me doing a better job than I would have done if I was on my own. Even if I was able to do this every day on my own, I wouldn't have done as good of a job as I'm doing now, because I know that I have to shoot the video. So, it just brings about a deeper seriousness about this, and it feels amazing. It feels really good. And sometimes I'm just extremely exhausted and I still do it, and that helps build my sense of confidence as well. And yeah, so thank you, also, for anybody who is listening, who is watching. Thank you for doing so. And primarily, I'm doing this so that I can keep myself accountable and so that I can learn. And if I can share something along the way, that's even better. If I can help somebody just feel the energy of it and feel good. Okay, so let's sing. Let me sing 2.70. आपूर्यमाणमचलप्रतिष्ठं समुद्रमापः प्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वत् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्तिमान् noti na kama kami. So this is the Trishtup. I think it's pronounced Trishtup. Instead of the usual meters that we had were 8 syllables, that those were the Anushtup, and this one is called the Trishtup. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm reading it in English. It's Tris Htup. So Trishtup, this is the 11 syllables, and it goes very deep. I was starting to read a little bit more about it, and there's so many rules for the Anushtup and so many rules for the Trishtup, and I don't know what is what, but yeah, this is, and I love this tune as well. It's very nice. Okay, so Apuryamana Machala Pratishtham. So let me read the translation first. A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enters like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires. So basically, we will have desires. So either we can be like the ocean and let these desires enter us but not try to satisfy them, because if we try to satisfy them we will not achieve peace. If we just let them enter and let them pass, let them just be there, then we can achieve peace. That's what he's saying. We should not be disturbed by the incessant flow of desires. We are going to have an incessant flow of desires. This is the thing to note here. We are going to have this incessant flow of desires. It's not that our desires will end, but we allow these desires to enter like rivers into the ocean. So oceans are vast. Like if we have a little puddle, then in that puddle, if we put a lot of water in it, then the puddle will overflow and it'll get disturbed. But in this huge ocean, there's just constant rivers flowing in and constant, like huge amounts of water flowing in continuously. But the ocean is just, it's undisturbed, right? It's there. It's just solid. It's rock solid. It's there. I mean, it's water flowing. It's not rock solid, but you know what I mean. It's like it's this huge body of water, and it's undisturbed by these constant huge rivers flowing into it. So that's how we are. We have so much spiritual joy from continuously being absorbed in as much, I mean, on our journey. We get so much joy from being absorbed in the love for Krishna and the joy for Krishna that it doesn't matter all of these rivers of desires coming into, flowing into us. We become like oceans. Okay, so let me go through the word by word. I went too much into the detail before going the word to the word by word. Okay. Apuryamana machala pratishtham. Apurya, always being filled by all directions. That's how Swami Mukundanand talks about it. It's being filled from all directions. Achala pratishtham. So chalna in Hindi is to walk. Achala is steady, not walk, like, steady. Pratishtham, steadily situated. So always being filled and steadily situated. Samudramapa pravishanti advat. Samudra, the ocean, apa, waters, pravishanti, enters as. So as the waters enter the ocean, so when we're always filled, when we're always steadily situated, um, as the waters enter the ocean, Tadvat kam. Let me go back there. Tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve. Tadvat, therefore, kama, desires, kam is desires, yam, unto whom pravishanti enter, therefore, as desires enter us, survey all, as desires enter all of us, sa shanti ma mapnoti na kama kami. That person achieves peace, apnoti, achieves peace, shanti, not the person who desires to fulfill desires. So kama is desires, kami is the desirer. So the desirer of desires, not that person, but the person who is always feels steadily situated. Therefore, as waters, the way the waters enter the ocean, therefore desires enter the person, and that person achieves peace, not the person who desires to fulfill desires. It's slightly convoluted, but I think it it makes sense. So yeah, that's what he's saying, that if there's a small puddle, then there's it gets overflowed. But if we're filled, the more we're filled with our Krishna Prem, the more we're filled with bhakti, the more we're filled with, and this is of course this is not the Advaita translation. But the more we're filled with love for God, the joy, the divine love, the spiritual joy, the less we are perturbed by the desires. But the desires will be there. There'll be constant connection with sense objects, and there'll be constant rivers of desires flowing into our bodies like that, and but it doesn't upset us. This is a very crucial thing to note here, that there will always be desires. Okay, so let me read the Swami Mukundanand one. Just as the ocean remains undisturbed by the incessant flow of waters from rivers merging into it, likewise the sage who is unmoved despite the flow of desirable objects all around him attains peace, not the person who strives to satisfy the desires. Okay, this is so amazing to me. It's so amazing. Okay, just as the ocean remains undisturbed by rivers, the same way we, the person who is unmoved, even though there is all kinds of desires flowing in, that person achieves peace. Okay, yeah. So Sri Krishna uses the word apur yamanam, filled from all sides. This is where he had said this. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll do chapter 2 verse 71 tomorrow. Wish you all a very very beautiful day. Radhe Radhe.